fuck are you, man?
Did anybody tell you that this is a private club of the Satan's helpers?
Oh, Lordy Lord, help me! Help me! Help me! Somebody help me! Help me!
Ah, howdy. There you go. Yeah. Howdy, folks. Welcome to another episode of the Private Club of the Satan's Helpers. I'm John, and this is my little burping buddy. Say hello, Jacob.
Hello, Jacob.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you?
That wasn't me.
Who the fuck was that then?
I don't know, man. It wasn't me.
Well,
Was not me.
Okay. Well,
What's going on, John?
Oh, yeah, that's another day.
Another day, huh?
Just living life and being fat.
John, you're not fat.
Oh, I'm a lard ass.
No, you're not.
A little fun fact: when I was a child, I used to go to Taco Mayo. Remember that restaurant, Taco Mayo?
Ooh, Taco Mayo. I remember hearing about Taco Mayo. I don't think I ever went to one, but I've heard the name Taco Mayo.
I used to go and get a taco salad with no lettuce, extra beef, extra sour cream, and extra cheese.
Christ.
That's a great salad, huh?
Good Lord. What was it? Was it served in at least like a tortilla bowl?
Oh, it was a flour tortilla bowl. None of that corn shit.
Ooh, a flour tortilla bowl.
Fried
extra,
flour
extra
tortilla.
Thick.
Yes. Yeah. Packing those pounds on.
John was fat when he was a kid.
That's an
John
understatement.
Is my favorite John.
Yeah. We'll have to.
John, what do you weigh now, John? Just put it out there.
Right now, I'm sitting at 210.
210.
Yeah. I was
sick.
I was 217 when I started this journey 2 weeks ago, but I slipped up and I had a few beers on the weekend I ate some Tex-Mex. Around here we call that Mexican food, but to the rest of the world that's Tex-Mex. But it was really good. So I didn't lose any weight over the weekend, but I'm back at it. So,
You make me sick. So you've lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yes. Well, I originally lost 10, and then I got back on the scale after this weekend of my wild tube drink binge and my Mexican food, and just kind of probably that sodium.
Did you get on the scale before or after you took a shit?
Before. So yeah, I might have. Yeah, I don't know.
There you go. There's your problem right there.
Yeah. I've taken
Right,
2 today. So
John, you're not fat. I'm the fat boy. I'm sitting at a ripe 235 right now.
But you are a stunning 6'7", so.
I'm 6'20" and 235. No, I'm just a regular 6 foot guy, 235 pounds. It's all in my stomach.
Very, very. I'm imagining very handsome, like the early 1900s with your little curly mustache and a bowler hat and a suit.
Oh man, I wish.
Very handsome for.
I'm very hairy. I'm losing the hair on my head. I have a unkempt beard, and I look like shit. So,
Nah.
thanks, John.
I bet you're
Means
just as
a lot.
sexy as ever. Yep.
Very
All right.
friendly.
So let's get into what we're going to. I think this is part 2 of the Bell Witch.
John, this is part 2, buddy, and let me tell you, I got a real humdinger for you.
Humdinger.
Well, humdinger. Might be problematic. Sorry. But no, so part 1, we talked about the Bell Witch. We started the legend of the Bell Witch. It started in 1817 in a little town called it's Red River, Tennessee, now known as Adams, Tennessee. It's right there on the Kentucky border.
The big booming town.
Yes? You have something to say, John?
I said the big booming town.
Oh, yes. Very large city of Adams, Tennessee. I don't know the exact population there. Why don't you look that up for us, John? Let us know how big Adams, Tennessee is. That's something I left out. Very important.
The 2010 census says that Adams is a city in Robertson County, Tennessee, Population 633.
633, huh?
Yep. That's still let's see, 630 more than the town that we used to live in Arkansas.
Yes. A little town called Gilbert. Look it up, guys. It's
Coolest
Arkansas. It's AR, not AZ.
the
Gilbert,
coolest
Arizona.
place in Arkansas.
In Arkansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little. So Adams is a very small town. It used to be a very small town as well. It used to be a little bit bigger, actually. Before I believe before the Civil War, it was a decent sized town. Had a railroad in it, things like that. So it was a little bit bigger center than it is now. Robertson County was pretty popular, but now it's just kind of rural Tennessee, right there on the Kentucky border. So where we left off, we talked about the Bell Witch. We talked about her kind of starting out as just kind of some sounds, some eerie things that some people had seen, and then the strength growing to where she could speak, and then her kind of strength growing, or its strength growing, until it gets to a point of to where the entity can repeat sermons that we're giving at the same time, 13 miles apart.
Remember, Jacob, it's 2019 now. We can't be going just assigning gender.
It's not her, it's not him.
Okay, thank you.
It's the spirit. I apologize, John.
I'm highly offended.
It's 2019, okay? All right, so where we left off, the spirit, the Bell Witch, if you will, had just recited a couple of sermons that were given at the same time, approximately the same time, 13 miles apart. And they were confirmed by people that were at each of these. So this fucking thing has said, okay, I can be in more than one place at once. Kiss my ass, okay?
Right.
So, if we remember from part one, Betsy Bell, the young daughter of Mr. John Bell Sr., she is the one that has been taking kind of the brunt of the punishment from this, from the Bell Witch here. It has kind of slacked off just a little bit here recently for her. We're in the year of 1819. This haunting started in 1817, so this has been going on for a solid 2 years now.
Yeah,
It's kind of slacked off a little bit on Betsy. Her mother, Lucy, the Bell Witch loves Lucy. Thinks Lucy is the bee's knees. Thinks she's fucking wonderful. Okay.
So the Bell Witch doesn't fuck with the mother? Is that what you're saying?
No, doesn't really fuck with the mother. She likes the mother. She puts up with the mother. Now, they have asked the Bell Witch recently, when will you leave us? When will you leave us alone? Please leave us alone. Get the fuck out of here. We're sick of your bullshit. Right? So, the Bell Witch says, I will leave when John Bell Sr. is dead.
Holy shit.
All right? So
like any other sane bunch of people, they stayed there, right?
Oh, yeah. They
course,
definitely stayed.
Yeah, sane.
Yeah, totally sane, totally normal. That's what I would do. I would just no problem, see ya.
Right.
But they stayed. So, and this was in 1819. During 1819, a lot of shit happened. This is where it really starts to develop, and the Bell Witch really starts to play her game, if you will. Okay, so in 1819, there were a lot of people that visited the Bell house. Okay. A lot of people came, a lot of people went. They had heard the stories all over the place, right? They've been, I mean, this is spreading like wildfire throughout the South, throughout the East. I mean, it's going everywhere. This is the big new thing. It's like, okay, there's a ghost in Adams, Tennessee, or Red River, Tennessee, that's talking to people. Some people were considering it a miracle almost.
Come on over down to the house. Listen to this bitch talk about shit.
Exactly. She talked, but she had almost they said she had up to 4 different personalities. Okay.
That's exactly how everybody sounded back then too. Hey, everybody, come on down.
Yeah, come on down, listen to this old bitch talking to me. Okay? So she had 4 different voices that they referred to. She had 4 different personalities. One of them was referred to as the Black Dog. Black Dog was a very angry, upset personality. Now, I told you earlier she loved Lucy Bell, the mother, right? Mm-hmm. She's all about her some Lucy Bell.
Right.
But the Black Dog would come out, that part of her personality would come out when she talked about John Bell Sr., the father.
Okay, so...
She hated John Bell Sr.
Okay.
She said she wouldn't leave until he was dead. So, this voice would come out, and it was very mean, it was very upset, it was very angry. She had another voice called, they referred to as the mathematician. It was very smart, it was very articulate, it was very, very logical and matter of fact.
And it was like, yes, you see here, the square root of the hypothesis was...
Well, actually, listen. So, real asshole. All right? And then there were 2 other voices. One of them was of an innocent young girl, and the other one was kind of a... they didn't really have a name for that one. It was just kind of a young girl-sounding voice, they said. And there was another one that was kind of like a... They kind of referred to it as almost a Socrates type. It was almost a philosophical type voice.
So all four of these are all different sounding and...
Are all slightly different sounding and all act very differently towards very different people.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of personalities bouncing around here. So the one that spoke to John Bell Sr. was they called it the Black Dog. And it was very upset. It would cuss him. It would just berate him nonstop. Like, he'd be, you fucking piece of shit, I hate you, blah, 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 hope you die. I mean, just awful things.
Kind of like my father.
Exactly. Just like your dad.
Yeah.
We all know and love.
Yeah, right.
So, about this time, early 1819.
All right.
So, to set the scene a little bit, Betsy Bell, the daughter, had just accepted an engagement from a fella named Joshua Gardner. Okay? Mm-hmm. So this Joshua Gardner guy was a well-to-do kid that was around there. He was 19 years old. Betsy Bell at the time was 14 years old. So he had asked her to marry him. She said yes. He was well-to-do. He was a strapping young lad, as they referred to.
Like not the metal band, but
no, not the metal band. He was a very muscular, tawny young man.
So
probably hairless and dark nipples and just a handsome fella.
So here's another little fun fact. Strapping young lad, their bass player, I don't know if he still does, but there's for a time there he played with Burton C. Bell in Fear Factory.
Look, man, this Fear Factory connection with the Bell Witch is eerie.
I'm telling you.
This is spooky.
Burton C. Bell is probably the great-great-grandson of John Bell.
He might be the Bell Witch.
Huh.
You
he
never
could
know.
be.
Get what you want, get what?
Fucking Fear Factory.
That was
Jesus Christ.
That was just Burton C. Bell. It wasn't the Bell Witch.
No,
it was
that
just
wasn't
Burton
the
C.
witch.
Bell.
Where evil dwells.
Oh, holy shit, is he here?
Yeah, there he is.
Is he a guest? That's great. Wow.
Burton, why don't
Impressive.
you
It's a
have
big pull, John. All right, so Betsy Bell engages this fella named Joshua Gardner. Well, the Bell Witch comes out and says, I don't like that shit. You got to split up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, okay. At this point, the Bell Witch is speaking to everyone, you know, as she was talking to him in the previous episode. But she's
Right.
speaking to people and telling John Bell Sr. she's not leaving till he's dead, and she's cussing him and berating him. She's telling Betsy Bell now that you cannot be engaged to this Joshua Gardner guy. It's bad news. stay away. Don't do this shit.
Wait. What wasn't the witch like pulling her hair and torturing her before? Or
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and now all of a sudden,
shit out of her.
all of a sudden she gives a shit about her well-being. Don't you dare date this dude. Don't you fuck with this dude.
She does a little bit, and this is kind of a point in the legend here where it's kind of a game that it seems to be playing, where now its animosity has turned more towards John Bell Sr., the father. He's in his, I believe in 1819, he is 70 years old, and he is catching the brunt of the torture now. She is starting to hit on him. She is starting to berate him. She is starting in the middle of the night. She's not letting him get any rest. She's constantly talking to him and about him. So it's kind of shifted from Betsy now to John Sr. And no one really knows why. There's no really clear explanation as to why that happens.
Right.
So these people are starting to get desperate for a fix to this, right? So all these people are coming from afar to their ranch or to their farm and saying, hey, we can help. Okay, there was this guy, they didn't give a name in the book. There was no name for him. They said Richard Ingram, the fellow that wrote the book, he said that he did not get a name from this guy, but he was an investigator from Baltimore. And he had heard the story of the Bell Witch in Baltimore, and he showed up to the house and he said, hi, I'm this big time investigator. I'm from Baltimore. I'm coming to the house. I'm going to figure out what's going on, and I'm going to fix this for you. I'm the best there is.
And it turned out to be Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, all right. You better believe it. And he says, all right, I'm coming in the house. I'm doing this. So the Bell Witch has been talking to everyone pretty much every night, speaking to everyone.
Right.
This investigator shows up from Baltimore, doesn't hear shit for like 3 days. A couple knocks on the wall, a couple knocks on the ceiling. He's like, man, I got this figured out. These people are fucking faking.
Right.
Get out of here. These people are done.
Right.
What the fuck ever. It's all a big fake. Well, the Bell Witch waits. After 3 days into it, she gets this investigator. She says she doesn't say anything. She doesn't do anything. And finally, the investigator hears her speak. The investigator hears her speak, and she tells him basically that she's going to kill the guy if he doesn't fucking skedaddle. All right? This dude freaks out. This is in the middle of the night. This is like midnight. Okay? She tells him the guy she's going to kill the guy, and he's like, okay, this is fucking crazy. I don't want to be here anymore. Well, about that time, they're laying in bed when this happens. And about that time, all the candles in the house go out, and he says he feels something sit on him, like on his chest. And he starts flipping the fuck out.
Which was also Matthew McConaughey.
And he flips the fuck out. Everybody gets up, lights the candles back up again. He starts like fucking yelling at everybody, and he leaves like in the middle of the night. He's done. He had one encounter with the Bell Witch and was finished.
Right.
So this guy didn't want anything to do with it.
And which all the other ones should have too, as soon as
absolutely. This guy
talking,
is the smartest motherfucker in the story so far.
Bye-bye.
So far, this guy gets it.
Right. This guy sounds like a swell guy. Smart guy.
A very smart guy.
Right.
All right. This investigator from Baltimore, a very smart guy. So, their next best bet, they heard about this guy that is potentially a sorcerer. His name is Dr. Mize, and he is from Kentucky. So John Jr., the son of John Bell Sr., rides up. He doesn't drive. There's no goddamn cars around at that time.
He drives up in his Lambo.
Yeah, he gets in his fucking Maserati and goes up to 405 to La Cienega, and then hits the 1 over to Lexington. And then, but no, he rides up to Lexington and gets this fella named Dr. Mize, who is supposed to be a sorcerer, wizard type guy. That's
From
supposed
Kentucky.
to be able to take care of witches.
The mountain doctor from Kentucky.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a sorcerer. Come on in. Let me get you some sorcering.
This guy, all right, that's Dr. Mize. That's perfect. I need you to be Dr. Mize, okay?
Okay.
So, Dr. Mize comes in. He goes to the house. He says, all right, I've got these tools. I've got these things that I'm going to use. And that's going to find out where this witch is at. And we're going to be able to see it. We're going to be able to know what's in the room. And we're going to be able to get rid of it. Well, same thing happens. Dr. Mize shows up. 3 days pass. Nothing happens. Silence. Bell Witch says, fuck you, I'm not talking. After 3 days, he has set up all these things around the house. He had these vials of liquid that he set up around the house that says, hey, these will change color when the Bell Witch passes.
Okay.
And there's this instrument here that will I'm going to set down. It was similar to, they said it looked like a windmill. They said whenever there was any slight movement, it would move. It would start turning. So he said when the spirit passes through here, this will start turning and we will know it's in the room. So he sets all this stuff up. Well, anytime anyone fucking stepped on the floor of this creaky ass old house, the thing started turning.
Right.
So they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't figure that out. Couldn't use it. It was useless. And then the vials of liquid, he said, would turn different colors. Never fucking turned.
Right.
So none of the shit worked.
I think I've heard of that before. There was some kind of paranormal show I watched where they were telling this spiritual guide was telling this lady to put a glass of water by her bed, and she says she woke up and the water had turned black, and that was all the negative energy in the house that went to this. I mean, it's like Jesus. Well, I mean, I have water by my bed and my house must be just.
Pure,
no negative energy
pure
at
as
all?
the driven snow.
All right, it must be.
I've never seen a glass of water turn black in my house, so that must be something good.
Unless you live in, Fiji, where they're dying.
Fiji water? Or in Aquafina?
Well, that's the thing. Like, Fiji, like where they get the Fiji water, is like they get it from this like big underground aquifer, and then like they deny the locals drinking water. That's where everybody's protesting it, because these locals are like dying of these diseases and they don't have clean water to drink.
Well, fuck, dude, I love Fiji water.
Right? Yeah.
It really fucked it up for me.
Yeah,
Does it really come from Fiji though?
Yeah, it does. Hence
Yeah?
the name,
Wow.
dumbass.
Well, most of that shit's just out of some guy's tap, right?
Well, yeah, it comes from Fiji. There was a big documentary on it, how they get up the water from Fiji, and all the locals are like dying of diseases because they don't have clean water to drink. They're drinking like shit and piss water. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Nasty.
So next time you want to pick up
that's
that
an interesting
bottle
story,
of
John.
Fiji,
Way to bum everybody out.
yeah,
Really
just drink,
fucking bring the mood down.
drink smart water. Or I'm going to promote smart water here.
Smart Water. This episode's brought to you by Smart Water, guys.
Yeah, smart water.
If you like water and you like being smart, drink Smart Water.
All right, so
back to the Bell Witch. So this fucking wizard fella shows up. He's got all these tools. Nothing's working. 3 days have passed. He is reciting. He said he's reciting incantations and spells that's going to ward off the Bell Witch.
did he have his magic cards too? Or did he bring his
Yeah,
magic cards and
he had his magic cards. He had his wand.
his Harry Potter hat?
Yep.
I will show you where you ought to be.
Yeah. He's what group does he go into? This wizard guy. I think he's
I think he's a
what's one of
Slytherin.
them?
Slytherin. There you go.
Slytherin. He's Slytherin.
Only reason I know this is because my daughter got one for Christmas, and I have yet to even watch a Harry Potter movie. So she got
I've
the
watched one or two.
She had the annoying ass talking hat for Christmas. So.
Oh, is it like a real hat that talks?
Yeah, you put it on your head, and then you press the little button, and it tells you which group you go into.
What group were you, John?
I was Slytherins both times, so I think she said that's the bad one.
That's perfect.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of badass.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know much about Harry Potter either.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so I don't know much about that. So,
I'm a big
Harry
fucking
Potter's
nerd.
up there, and he's trying to figure out what's going on with this witch. And
With a gigantic.
he's reciting all these incantations. He's up there for 3 days. The witch says fucking nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he starts reciting this incantation one night and says that he is going to put a spell on the house, use these ingredients to place a spell on the house that is going to get rid of the Bell Witch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, about this time, the Bell Witch starts speaking to him and says, well, if you were going to put a spell on the house, why don't you have all the right ingredients? He's like, well, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, where is the eye of newt and the nutsack of squirrel and the fucking toe of John and all this other shit, right?
Where's
So
the
she starts reciting
organic
all this
turmeric?
She starts fucking reciting all this shit. And this dude freaks out. Right?
Right.
And the next morning, like, he's like, okay, yep, I don't know why I don't have that. Well, finally the witch shuts up. He goes to bed, gets up the next morning, packs his shit, and is like, I'm out.
He waited till the next morning, though.
Yeah, he did wait till the next morning. He had to get his 6 hours in.
What the fuck is wrong with all these people? I would have been out that the next minute. If something started talking to me out of thin air, I would have been gone, and
Out.
not come back. Even if the motherfucker told me that they were going to kill me follow me, I would leave that place. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
The fuck. That's why they lived till they were like only 35 back then, because they were fucking dumb.
They were very stupid.
Oh Jesus.
Very stupid people. Well, this dude leaves the next morning. John Sr.'s like, hey man, where are you going? What's going on? You're supposed to get rid of this thing for us. The wizard guy's like, not happening. This fucking witch knows more about witchcraft than I do. It knows more about spells than I do. I am powerless against this thing. So, see ya. And he just fucking shags ass back to Louisville. He's gone.
You mean the demon that's talking out of thin air knows more than the toothless doctor from Kentucky?
Yeah. It's incredible. You wouldn't think it, but it does happen.
All right.
Well, this brings us now, all right, to roughly around September, October of 1819. So this shit's still going on. All these things are still happening. The witch is talking. It's fucking with people. But John Sr.'s taking the brunt of it. He's getting the abuse. He's starting to get kind of slapped around and beat up and things like this. Now, September, October of 1819, your very number one favorite American shows up. Andrew Jackson.
Oh, yeah, the great Andrew Jackson.
Old Hickory himself.
More like an old racist fuckface. Yeah.
That's good. I haven't heard that nickname for him yet.
See, the thing about Jackson, he called himself like a Jeffersonian Democrat, and Thomas Jefferson called him an uncouth and dangerous man. That's what they thought about Andrew Jackson. He was, of course, him and John Bell were both from Tennessee. He was known as like this gambler, barroom brawler. He had a temper, and he would throw fits to try to get his way. He would like throw these like crazy fits. He was just an asshole. Nobody liked him. He was like the douchebag Trump of the 1800s. Like he didn't get his way. He was going to make sure he did, and he would make everybody's life miserable until he got his way. he would like participate in these duels, and he's said to have been in like anywhere between 50 to 100 duels where he actually killed people over just nothing.
Was it like the duels that they would start by slapping each other with the glove? Like they did in, like, Bugs Bunny cartoons?
I'm sure back then, 10 paces turn, and there was one historian who said if he were alive today, a psychologist would find him a troubled man and most likely medicate him. And that's the great man that he was, Andrew Jackson, the great man that he was, just a total loony piece of shit. He was a total racist ass bag, and he loved killing Native Americans. He talked about it all the time, how he had to clear the entire West of these savages and would stop nothing at killing these people. So yeah, he was a great man.
Cool.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of like the orange fella that's in the office now.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I hate
say it.
The things that people say, because just people get on my nerves. Is why I don't associate with most people. But orange Cheeto, like, that's one thing I don't want to say. But,
John, listen, you got to respect the office, okay? So
I don't have to do shit. I don't think I've had respect for the office or politicians my entire fucking life. So
you got to respect the office, John.
I don't have to respect shit. That's my right as an American citizen.
Oh, John's got rights.
I do have rights. I know my rights. Take my guns.
You can take my gun from my cold dead hand.
Yeah, Obama, you ain't gonna come take. I know he's out of the White House now, but he's got something coming. He's gonna come take my gun.
Bronco Barner. All right. So yeah, Andrew Jackson,
the Trump of the 1800s.
He brings some fucking guys. Yeah. He says, "I'm in Nashville. I'm going up to Red River, and I'm gonna figure out what the fuck's going on up here." Because he was a general at the time. So he takes off with a group of men, a few of his friends from the army, and they have this guy with them that is supposed to be what they referred to as a witch tamer. Yeah. So this guy is supposed to be the one, and he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to take care of the Bell Witch.
Yeah, and so they had the what they called the guy that was the black beater, the Indian killer, and the witch tamer, and they traveled with these three all the time.
Of course, it's Andrew Jackson. That's his crew. So they show up. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, all right. John Bell Sr.'s like, okay, Andrew Jackson is like, this is the man right here. He was like the man of the time, of course.
Of course.
He was a general. He was a big deal. He's like, I have Andrew Jackson at my house. All right. Mm-hmm. John Bell Sr.'s freaking out. However, actually, I'm remiss because I totally forgot to bring up a point here.
Okay.
When Andrew Jackson and his group, this witch tamer and his buddies, were on their way up there, it was a group of roughly about 10 to 12 men. Mm-hmm. They were on their way up there. They get to a certain point. They get about 2 miles from the Bell house. They have a wagon. They have 4 horses attached to the wagon. And they have multiple men on horses behind the wagon. They get to about 2 miles outside the Bell house. Their wagon stops. Mm-hmm. Just fucking stops in its tracks. The guy up on the wagon is whipping the horses. He's trying to get them to go. He's hollering at them. They're pulling with all their might. The wagon is not budging. Mm. It's not muddy. The road's not rutted out. There's no issues that should stop them from moving. So Andrew Jackson gets down. He's like, okay, oh man, this must be the Bell Witch. You know, this must be it, guys. And so he starts inspecting all the wheels of this wagon, making sure everything's good, making sure everything's on the up and up with these things, and everything's fine. All the wheels spin independently. Everything's great. So
Okay.
he's like, man, that's got to be the Bell Witch.
Gotta
Well,
be.
about that time, a voice whispers to where he can hear it and one other guy can hear it with him. That's with him. And they're the only two people that hear it. But they said, yes, I am the Bell Witch, and I will show you tomorrow night what I can do.
It was just John Bell up in the trees with a megaphone shaking a tin can full of dried
Hey.
beans.
Hey, Andrew, I'll show you what I can do, buddy.
I'm going to show you.
Oh, I'm going to show you. So he hears it. He tells everybody else, and they're like, no, you just heard the wind in your ear, you know? And the other guy was like, I fucking heard it too, okay? So something's going on. Well, about that time that he admits it's the Bell Witch, the wagon comes loose. Right after she whispers that, he says, oh, it's the Bell Witch. Ha!
Ha!
You know?
Yeah.
Well, ha! Gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
It whispers in his ear, and the wagon's let loose. So they're like, holy shit, maybe it is the Bell Witch. Well, they go to the house. They get there. They hang out. John Bell Sr. feeds them. They fucking eat. They talk. They visit. All these people come from all over because they heard Andrew Jackson's there. So they're riding in from everywhere. This farm is packed.
We heard
So-
the piece of shit's down at the farm. Everybody get in the wagon. We going down there.
We're going down to see this asshole. Let's go. So they go down to the farm. They're talking and everything, and this witch tamer that's in there. They said he looked like just a huge piece of shit. They said Andrew Jackson and all these other guys were like very distinguished and dressed nice, and they said this witch tamer just fucking stunk and just looked like absolute hell.
So sort of like yourself.
Exactly. He looked and acted just like me.
Beard, everything.
Everything. I mean, it was me. Okay? I'm the witch tamer.
Wild dog pelts.
Yeah. Cat
Just
pelts.
Shit in your beard.
Oh, it just shit smeared everywhere. A stink.
Is it
So
like
it was
is
me.
is it like a thing that like people that are like that, like I guess a little bit on the weird side, do they have to stink? Because every person I've come across that was, you know, that swore they were like a psychic or like some sort of they all stank, and they're all just unkempt, just looked wild. What is it about people like that?
They don't have time for personal hygiene, guys.
You know, don't have
More
time.
important things on this earth. Okay? They're seeing things we're not seeing.
Ain't got time. Gotta be listening
And
for
personal
a verse.
hygiene's not one of them.
Yeah, that's anyway. Yeah. Well, okay, so Stinky Man's here with
Stinky Man's here. All right, Stinky Man's here. Stinky Man. Okay, so this crazy asshole, he's sitting there. They're all sitting around talking. Well, this crazy asshole pulls something out of his pocket, and they're like, "What the fuck's he have in his pocket?" He has got the tail of a black cat.
I
in
fucking
Mm-hmm.
his
told
hand.
you. I told you. See. What did I say?
Right?
Yeah.
You said it. You called it. The tail of a black cat. And he starts rubbing it on his nose.
But he's rubbing it somewhere else. Yeah.
That's for later when he's by himself. So he's rubbing it on his nose. He's saying, "Ooh, you little bad boy. Ooh, you motherfucker. Yeah. So he's rubbing this thing on his nose, and everybody's like, okay,
He's just rock
what the
hard.
fuck's this guy doing? Well, so he claims that he had killed a witch, and then he had shot her black cat with a silver bullet from his gun, and then cut off the tail. And what would happen is when he took the tail, it had magical properties, and he would rub it on his nose, and it would create an electric spark when another witch was near.
So he's batshit crazy. Is what we got from this.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this guy's fucking gone. All right.
Probably
So he's
probably
rubbing
ate
this fucking cat's tail on his nose.
he ate the whole bag of the gold caps. That's what happened.
Yeah. He's way into it right now. He is deep. Okay? He's rubbing this cat's tail, and then he pulls out his fucking pistol, and he says, I've got a silver bullet in here for this fucking witch if she'll ever show her face. Well, at this point, she hasn't spoken to anyone else. Andrew Jackson and one other guy is the only person who's heard anything, and that was 2 miles away from the farm. Since they got the farm, she hadn't said shit.
Right.
Well, about this time, he's sitting there and he's rubbing this thing on his nose, and she says, hey, I'm right behind you. And he fucking flips out. He's like, holy shit. Oh no. He's like, what's going on? And she said, look, she said, I will let you shoot me. I will stand in front of you and I will let you shoot me with your silver bullet if you think it'll kill me. Well, he's in the middle of this house, like in this living room. Well, like on cue, as soon as she said, I'll stand in front of you and you can shoot me, all the people that are standing in front of him, they said he wrote it as they parted like the Red Sea.
Yeah, I bet they did. Crazy,
so people
stinky
just
man.
fucking spread out.
Yeah.
So this dude stands up, pulls his pistol out, and fucking shoots in the house. Just through the fucking walls. Like a goddamn man.
Of course.
Yeah, so he shoots, and they said the fucking Bell Witch laughed so hard and loud that it shook the house after he shot.
I thought you were going to say she laughed so hard that she farted.
She fucking shit her pants. You could hear it and everything. Just nasty fucking shit.
So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if we have this, like, demon or witch, and they're, you know, maybe this interdimensional being, or, like, if they are so powerful that they can talk and they're out of nowhere and they can just, you know, make shit move, all this stuff, do you actually think shooting them is going to help? What's people's reasonings behind this?
This guy did, okay? He was the witch tamer. He had killed a witch before.
Yeah. He also
shot her cat.
Begs for change down on the corner. Just totally blitzed out of his fucking mind on shrooms.
So he's just like you, then.
I've never done that. Once.
Come on.
A couple times.
Yeah, come on.
Like when I lived in Austin.
Oh, yeah. Keep Austin weird, huh?
I had to steal protein bars. I had to steal protein bars and sandwiches from 7-Eleven to eat. So I was working at Fridays and made $15 on a lunch shift. Oh God, it fucking pissed me off. Yeah.
Gotta love Austin.
Yeah.
So, this guy fucking shoots. After that, the witch laughs. The house shakes. And then they said his nostrils went up and were stretched out as if something was in them. And he starts like tiptoeing around the house all over the place, screaming about his nose about to break.
So the witch has him by the nose.
The witch has him by the fucking nostrils and is dragging him around the house.
Nice.
The door swings open by itself. She kicks him in the ass and he flies like out of the house off the porch.
Nice.
And he gets up and runs to his horse. And everyone follows him outside. He runs to his horse, jumps on it, and rides off. They said Andrew Jackson was laughing so hard he was down on one knee, and said that this was and this was a quote they said from Andrew Jackson, that this was the greatest night of his life.
Wow. Told you he's a piece of shit. Do you have any concern for Stinky Man?
He thought this was the greatest thing he's ever seen in his life. Incredible.
All right.
So, she says, the Bell Witch comes over, everybody's standing outside, the Bell Witch says, that man was a fraud. And you have yet another fraud in your camp, and I will reveal him tomorrow night.
So
Okay.
she's putting everybody in suspense.
Yes. Like
Okay.
part 2. You know, like when someone does a one part of something and then turns around and does a part 2.
I don't know what is that? Do
I don't
people do
know.
that?
I've never heard of that, but they're a bunch of assholes, people that do that. I hate part 2s.
Right. Oh,
So,
wait.
the next morning, Andrew Jackson's men are begging him to fucking leave. They're like, all right, dude, we gotta go. Because I don't know who's a fraud, but I'm not getting my ass kicked by this fucking ghost. And I saw some shit last night I don't want to see anymore.
Right.
And Andrew Jackson kind of felt the same way. He was like, okay, this is kind of wild. Let's get out of here.
Because
So
he knew
these
he was the
guys
fucking fraud.
Had the
He
bright
knew he was
idea
the fraud.
of riding back to Nashville. Like
Okay.
the fucking smartest people in the story.
Yeah, there you go.
They left the next morning. They were out. They were like, all right, we've seen enough. We can't stop this thing. See ya. Bye. Which is fucking insane.
Well, I mean, it's a voice out of nowhere that pulled some dude by his nostrils and kicked his ass out the door. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and see if you can
Let's
square
defeat
up.
this thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Well, after this, not long after Andrew Jackson visit, Lucy Bell, the mother, fell very, very ill. She fell extremely ill. She was bedridden. People thought she was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Well, her family had come over. All of the extended family, all the people around her, the neighbors and everything had come over and were bringing her dishes, bringing her food and stuff. She didn't have an appetite, so they were bringing her dishes of stuff. They were bringing her casseroles. They were bringing her all these things. And they were saying, she was like, no, I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry. So they kept making different things, trying to get her appetite up. They're like, look, you got to eat or you're going to die. Well, the Bell Witch comes in one day when her sisters were there. They had brought her some food. They said, here, try this. And she's like, no, I don't want it. Well, about that time, the Bell Witch says something along the lines of, you're making the things that you want, not what she wants. And so this like pissed off one of her sisters. Because she's like, bitch, I can cook. Don't fucking talk to me like that.
I'm still in amazement how these people are just like, oh, the voice is telling us this and that. And
At this point, this shit has been going on for 3 years. This is just fucking normal now. Okay?
Jesus.
The voice is fucking singing to the mother. Singing hymns, singing fucking all these different songs.
God
this
is
shit
in
is just normal.
his
now.
holy temple.
And she's singing fucking drinking songs to the fucking father and singing these fucking crude songs and calling him fucking names. I mean, this is just everyday shit.
Like fuck the police from NWA or
Yeah. You know that one? Cop Killer.
my body count? Man, that's a
Body Count,
oldie but a goodie,
all the
man.
classics.
Wow.
So this shit's normal, so they're not really that fucked up about it. Well, everybody, and honestly, at this point, the family had honestly started to grow tired of it, of course, but the surrounding community had started to grow tired of it.
Yeah.
Because it's the same old shit, all right? This thing's just talking, it's singing, it's being crude, it's being rude, it's fucking being nice to this person. It's just fucking same old. Because this shit's been going on for so long.
Right.
Well, she tells her sisters, you're making what you want, not what she wants. And so one of the sisters says, well, bitch, what does she want? And she says, what she likes are hazelnuts and grapes.
No. Hazelnuts and grapes. That's all I eat.
Hazelnuts and grapes.
She,
That's what Lucy Bell wanted. That's what she loved.
She anorexic?
I don't know.
I live
feel
on
like
a steady diet of nuts and grapes.
I will have one hazelnut and a half a grape, and I will go to bed. She's got a weird accent for some reason.
Yeah. That's how they talk. Fact.
So they say, where is she going to get hazelnuts and grapes from? Where the hell are we going to get hazelnuts and grapes?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bell Witch says, I'll get them. And at that time, they said fucking hazelnuts start falling from the ceiling onto the bed where Lucy Bell is laying.
Okay.
All right? So they're like fucking freaking out at this point. Well, Lucy Bell is like hardened to this stuff. She's just like, okay, all right, look, you gave me some hazelnuts. Look, I ain't got nothing to crack them with. I'm not strong enough to crack them. I ain't got nothing to fucking crack them with. What the fuck? You're just gonna give me all these hazelnuts and I can't even eat them?
Right.
And the Bell Witch replies, I'll take care of them. And they said you could hear the cracking of nuts.
Nice.
And suddenly they look down and all the fucking nuts are cracked.
Sounds like my sex life.
Cracking nuts, baby.
Cracking.
One after another. I'm gonna crack this nut out.
Yeah. Go ahead and crack this nut out. Bend on over.
And crack this nut out real quick. So she cracked all the nuts, and she was like, oh, Lucy Bell was like, oh, that's great. Well, one of the fucking sisters at this point leaves the room screaming. Because she's freaking out. She's like, okay, this is like Satan at work, is what they're thinking. Well, after that, she asked if she would like some grapes. Like, you guys want some grapes? So...
You guys want some grapes?
She asked if she wants some grapes, and she's like, yeah, I'll take some grapes.
I feel like the witch would have sounded more like Corky Romano. Remember that movie?
you guys want some grapes? Some grapes?
Jesus.
I should buy a boat. So, fucking grapes start raining from the ceiling. Which is crazy as shit. All right?
That's a new Slayer song. Raining grapes from the ceiling. Yeah. I
want to hear that. What album is that off of? I haven't heard that one yet.
Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds badass.
Yep. It's got Satan eating a sandwich on the cover.
Well, speaking of eating, John. Lucy Bell eats all these grapes and hazelnuts.
Of course.
And you know what? She's like Grandpa Joe and Willy Wonka. She's just fucking out of bed. She's ready to go. This bitch has been bedridden for weeks. And she eats these grapes and hazelnuts that the witch gave her and just immediately, gets better.
Right.
So, the witch is doing a good deed for her. She fed her. She helped. They said she made her feel better. She cured her sickness, whatever it was.
Hazelnuts.
But at the same time, she is torturing her husband, beating the shit out of him, cussing him. Like the guy in the book, the guy that wrote the book said he would not write down some of the things that the witch said to the old man.
So sort of like a Reagan in The Exorcist, where let Jesus fuck you, let Jesus fuck you.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Your mom is in here, Harris. Remember that from Scary Movie 2?
Would you get out of there, please?
You're no fine.
How could I forget that?
She's fucking torturing the dad, John Bell Sr.
Right.
Just fucking raising hell with him. Well, after the mother gets well, John Bell Sr. falls ill. Falls very sick. He's getting very weak. Of course, this guy's fucking 70 years old.
Yeah.
And actually, he turned 71 during 1820.
Great birthday, I bet.
Oh, yeah. He had a good one. Bedridden, very ill. Just stayed in the house all day. Couldn't really do anything.
Sounds like
my
me.
Perfect fucking birthday.
All right. Shit.
So, he's very sick. And the Bell Witch is taking credit for it. She's like, I'm not leaving until this motherfucker's dead. So I'm assuming what she's saying. Yeah. I don't know. The guy said he wouldn't write what she said, so I'm assuming it's something. She said something bad, like in 1820, something bad was like ass or damn or something.
Did people say fuck back then?
I don't know. When did fuck start?
I don't know. Fuck it starts when I say it starts.
Ooh. Calm down, John. Get something started you can't stop.
Oh, I don't want it to stop.
Oh, yeah.
Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to pop all over your back.
Pop these hazelnuts.
Just like that.
It's one of those like ping pong balls from the 1980s.
Yeah. 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 Just everywhere.
I swear to God, I got one of those for Christmas every year in the 80s. For some
It
reason,
was
my
the
mom thought
only
it was,
toy back then.
oh, to lose the balls just right away, and by December the 27th, I would have no balls, just this gun.
Ooh. No balls.
No
December
balls.
27th.
They called me No Balls Johnny.
No balls Johnny.
Yeah.
John No Balls Matthews.
That's me. Hi.
Nasty freak. Okay, so the old man's sick. Back to what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, John.
Sorry.
The old man's sick. Not feeling well. The witch is taking the credit for it.
Right.
Well, one day, they're like, man, you got to get out of bed, John Sr. You got to fucking get moving. Something's got to give. Well, one day he starts feeling good. You know, he's like, I think I'm going to get up. I think I'm going to go outside. I think I'm going to go walk the farm.
It's that mind over matter.
Yeah.
You
He's
gotta-
like, I'm going to fucking tackle this thing. Well, the family had bought him a new pair of shoes. Okay?
Okay.
Because that's what you did back in 1820. A new pair of shoes was like a fucking Ferrari nowadays.
Hey, Betsy, these new shoes got me feeling fine.
So he gets these new shoes.
Jump out of bed, do a little jig.
He's like Grandpa Joe at this point again.
Oh, okay.
That fucking asshole, dude. He's just bedridden forever, and then suddenly he gets a ticket to a chocolate factory, and he's just skipping around the goddamn house
So it's
like nothing's happened.
It's old John Bell's golden ticket, the new pair of shoes.
yeah, that was his golden ticket. Okay, so he's going to the fucking the pigsty, which is his Willy Wonka's chocolate factory in this story.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he gets up. John Jr. ties his shoes for him, puts his new shoes on, ties his shoes for him. He said they fit like a glove.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like Ace Ventura said, like a glove.
Yep.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
Oh, that's awesome. But
And
he said they fit like a glove.
Did he bend over and start talking out of his ass like Ace Ventura too?
Yeah. He bent over and he told his son, thank you very much, out of his asshole.
These shoes fit like a glove. May I ask
Somebody
you to
stop me.
May I ask you to tie my shoes?
Somebody stop me.
It's a different movie.
That's him, right?
Yeah, that was the master. You get the two mixed up.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Same thing.
Yeah, same person. So he goes out on this walk. John Jr. ties up his shoes. He said he tied them up real tight. He goes for a walk. He's like, you know what? Fuck the witch. Fuck everything. I'm going to walk out to the pigsty. I'm going to tell you which pigs need to be slaughtered for the fall harvest. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to walk back to the house, and nothing's going to stop me. And they're like, hell yeah, let's go, Dad. So they start walking.
Fuck this bitch, Dad.
Fucking the witch just pops one of his shoes off his foot. All right?
Oh,
He's
yeah?
like, God damn it. So John Jr. goes back, ties the old man's shoes back on again.
Mm-hmm.
This one shoe he lost. Keeps walking a little bit further. They don't even acknowledge that the witch did it. He just goes and grabs the shoe and fucking ties it back on. You know, it's not like, God damn it, Bill Witch. Please stop. So they go back. He gets his shoe, ties it back on, keeps walking a little bit further. Boom! Other shoe pops off. It's like, what the fuck? They don't say anything, but they go get the shoe, ties it back up. They get to the fucking pigsty. They said John Sr. looks like he is about to die from making this walk.
Yeah.
He's standing there, and he tells them which hogs need to be slaughtered. They have one of their slaves go over, which is very problematic. Go over to get the hogs
Okay.
and take them to slaughter. And they say some very problematic things about slaves in this book.
Yeah.
I can't repeat here. As I said in part 1, it's some bad stuff going on in that book about slaves.
I'm sure Andrew Jackson had a few things to say.
I think he did. Cut to Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay. All right, I tried.
You're not going to get me. No.
He tells which pigs are going to be slaughtered. He says, take these, take these, take these. Well, they start calling them out. They're taking them away. About that time, John Jr. says his dad's feet flip up above his head and he falls on his ass and his back real hard. And both his shoes fly off. One of them flies into the fucking pig pen. One of them flies way over to the side, like 30, 40 feet away.
Huh.
Neither of them are acknowledging the witch at any point.
Now, I must say, the witch is doing some pretty funny shit. Like, if I can see what would make some people laugh. I mean, that could be some funny shit. This isn't like, a possession where like you see demon faces and all that shit. It's like the witch is just like fucking with people.
Right, there's a lot of Benny Hill music going on in the background. Exactly.
Whoop, and his feet fly out from under him.
A lot of wacky sped up motion going on.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Exactly. So this is just some kind of goofy shit this fucking witch is doing. Well, they just completely fucking ignore this. The witch. They walk back to the house. He gets back in bed. Well, at this point, he makes a fucking turn for the worse.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
He's bad off. He's like very ill. The witch is like real pissed off that they didn't even acknowledge her at any point.
Yeah.
So she gets fucking super mean. Well, he's starting to get very ill. Well, on the morning of December 20th, Lucy Bell wakes up. Usually John Bell Sr. is the first to wake up, and he's the first kind of stirring around. Well, she wakes up, and he's not stirring. He's not moving. He's just kind of laying there. Well, she's like, all right, he's sleeping. He's resting. He needs to sleep. I'm out of here. I'm going to get up, start doing my shit. She starts doing all her stuff. A little while later, she notices he's not up. He's not moving. He's not really doing anything. So she goes back in there. Tries to wake him up. Nothing. She can barely find a pulse on him.
Okay.
And so she calls for the son. She's like hollering at him like, John, wake up, John, wake up. Calls for the son. The son comes in there. He goes over to the medicine cabinet to get the medicine for his dad, try to find something that's going to bring him out of this. Well, over at the medicine cabinet, there's a small bottle with a little bit of black liquid in the bottom that has a cork in it. And it's got a little bit of that black liquid like running down the side of the bottle and like kind of pulled up underneath the bottle.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the witch says, you found it. And he says, I found what? What is this? And she goes, I poisoned him in the night.
Oh, okay.
This fucking witch forced John Sr. to drink poison. So they claim. That's how the legend goes. So, they they hop on horses. They don't call them because they don't have any goddamn phones at this point. But they hop on their horses. They ride over to the neighbors. They go get everybody. And they're like, hey, John Sr.'s like dying. We got to figure out what's going on. And one of his friends comes in there. It's a guy named Fred. They're waiting. Like they're like, okay, this guy's like sick. He's about to die. Doesn't have much of a pulse. This guy named Fred comes walking in there. They said he grabbed him by the shirt collar, lifts him up out of bed, and starts shaking him and yelling at him to wake up.
Yeah, that always works.
And, John, wake up! God damn it, John! And of course, this dude's just a fucking noodle there.
Right.
Because he's been poisoned.
Again, this seems like a very comical situation. Like some sort of Mel Brooks.
Benny Hill music. Just put that in the background.
Some sort of Mel Brooks film. It's like what
he's
he
like
did
slapping him around.
It's just I could see like this movie being made like right after Blazing Saddles.
Right. This could be part of Blazing Saddles, like at the end where they go into the movie sets and things.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
perfect. Oh, we got a new ending, an alternate ending to that movie.
He said the sheriff is near.
So, this guy starts shaking the shit out of him. Well, about the time the doctor shows up and is like, okay, calm down. This dude's in a coma. He's probably not going to make it. It's 18-20, okay?
Yeah.
We're not going to pull... He's not going to pull through.
People die from a stump toe.
We just don't have the technology. So, little bit later that morning, he passed away. He died. John Bell is dead. The Bell Witch spoke to the family and told them that she had poisoned him there in the night. So the way that it sounds is officially that this spirit, this poltergeist, this witch, whatever you want to call her or it or him or whatever it is, has killed a man. And this is the only time that a spirit or anything like that has actually killed someone.
Yeah, it's freaky, man.
So it took credit for killing it. Now, after this, the spirit kind of calmed down a little bit. It slowed down. It stopped talking as much. It kind of eased up a little bit. However, it was still upset because John Bell's daughter, Betsy Bell, was still engaged to this Joshua Gardner character that I talked to you about earlier.
So the witch is really, she's still out. They're like, you still on this shit? You just killed my dad, and you're still on this shit? Like, what?
Right. She's still fucking with her. Like, hey, you need to leave, homeboy. He's not good for you. You got to get out of there, sister.
Unlike me, I'm just so good for you, but that guy,
Yeah, I'm here forever. That guy won't be, okay? You need to stay with me. So, finally, after about 3 months in March, she calls off the engagement. She's like, I can't do this. This fucking witch will not leave me alone. I'm calling off the engagement. She calls off the engagement. The witch visits them that night after the engagement's called off. They said the witch visits them in their house, Lucy Bell and Betsy Bell, the mother and the daughter.
she brings more hazelnuts and grapes.
She's just raining fucking grapes from the ceiling. They're drowning in hazelnuts and grapes.
Rainy grapes!
They're getting real fucking sick of it. They're just like, God damn it. Where are these grapes coming from? So, the witch comes to them that night and tells them that she will be leaving now. That what she needed to do was done. So she said she was going to kill John Sr.
She did, yeah.
And she did. So she claimed. And she said that Betsy Bell could not marry Joshua Gardner. Well, the engagement was called off. So she said she was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And she would be gone. And she would be back in 7 years to visit them again. And at this point, it was 1921. It was March of 1921 when this happened. Said she'd be back in 7 years. Well, the legend says there is a cave that's on that property. And they say that the Bell Witch resides in the cave now. That's where she went.
Okay. They
didn't really say why she went to the cave. They said that's just where everything started happening again after she left. There's lots of crazy shit started happening in this cave. Voices, sounds, knocking, footsteps, stuff like that.
Okay.
So she retired to this cave. Well, apparently, 7 years later, according to the story, she visited John Jr.
Okay.
In 1928. Or, no, I'm sorry, not 1928, 1828.
I was like, Jesus, he lived that long?
Yeah, he was 150 years old. So, 1828, she visits John Jr., and they say, there's not a lot of description about it, but they say she told him about things of the future. And one of them was she had told him about the Civil War.
Okay.
That was going to happen.
So nothing great like iPhones or...
Right. Not like,
Okay.
hey guys, guess what? They have water slides now.
So what?
It's like, no, there's going to be a fucking civil war where people get fucking arms chopped off in the battlefield.
Right.
With
I
no
mean,
anesthesia.
they were used to that kind of shit, but if you really blow their mind, if you tell them about a laptop or a car or something, right?
Have you heard about a grilled cheese sandwich?
What is this amazing thing you speak of?
What about pasta? What do
You
you know
put
about
the-
pasta?
You put the cheese between two slices of this bread. It's so amazing.
You butter it and you grill it? What is this demonry? So nothing good like that. It was just like the Civil War. That's the only thing that was really specified in that. But now,
Okay.
there's the Bell Witch Cave, which you can actually visit. They give tours of the cave during the summertime in Adams, Tennessee. You can go up there. You can go visit the cave. You can go see They built a replica of the Bell's house. The actual Bell's house isn't standing, but they built a replica of it. You can go visit that. They have some very cool history stuff. They have a museum there. Really, really cool stuff there. I'd love to go up there one day to check it out.
So, I mean, have they said anything has gone on at the cave since then, or like anybody's
Yeah.
been fucked with,
They say
or-
there's a lot of strange things that happen on that property and at the cave. They said they hear a lot of things. They see things. They said there's photos. You can get online. You can Google photos of the Bell Witch Cave, and there's photos that appear to have ghostly images in them and things like that. So
Okay.
there's all kinds of goings-ons up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
So it's so supposedly, according to legend, the Bell Witch is still around and could come back at any moment. I guess I don't know.
She
I don't
plays
know how that works.
the Bell Witch now plays bass guitar for Foghat. I think
Fucking fog hat, man.
that's where the Bell Witch went.
That's where the Bell Witch went.
Yep.
Yes. So that right there, guys, that's the story of the Bell Witch.
It's nice,
That's part 2 of the Bell Witch. It's a pretty cool story. It's one of my favorites. I really enjoy it. Like I said, they've got quite a few books about it. The book An American Haunting by Brent Monahan. That's where I got a lot of this information from. It's actually a really good book. There's some kind of problematic things in it, but it is what it is. It was written by a person in the 1800s. It was their
Right.
account of it, and he just kind of took it and put it in a novel form.
Yeah, and I mean there are also some videos on YouTube you can check. There's some documentaries.
Yeah,
there's,
absolutely.
Check those out. Just do some research, and if you don't want to, if we were to, if our story didn't get the point across, or you were just annoyed by our banter most of the time, do yourself a favor and don't fucking listen to us anymore.
Look it up your fucking self.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not going to tell you this shit anymore.
Right. So yeah, I mean, this I enjoyed listening to it, Jacob, and
Well, thanks, little buddy.
yeah, I always enjoy your little stories you have for me.
Well, thanks. Hey, I got a question for you, John.
Yeah.
This is going to be completely off topic, but
Okay. Unlike our other stuff we talk about.
yeah, everything is on topic here.
Completely
This
on
is a
topic.
very professional show, but I'm going to get a little off here, okay?
Okay.
This is something I've been debating with my wife about. I think it exists.
Okay.
We could possibly do a show on this.
All right.
So, hear me out here. I think it exists. My wife says it does not exist. Okay?
Okay.
What I'm talking about, all right, is a man's penis, okay,
Okay.
covered in hair. Like the entire penis covered in hair.
The entire. Well, I mean,
Like shaft, head, balls.
I think that there's a name. There's some sort of disorder that people have. I heard Dr. Drew talking about this way back in the day.
Dr. Drew.
Yeah, back in the '90s when I used to listen to him and what was the Adam
Carolla?
Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew on Love Phones on 97.1 The Eagle out of Dallas, Texas, and which is not around anymore. But maybe is it? I don't remember. He was. I remember this. Somebody called in and said, "Is it normal for a man to have hair on the shaft of his penis?" And he went off. Dr. Drew went off talking about some disorder that some men have, where their entire shaft is covered in hair. So yeah, it could be it. But I don't know about.
What about the head of the penis?
Oh, that would be terrible. That would be just terrible. I mean, balls and shaft.
You wouldn't want a
thing,
thick, lustrous coat of hair on your shaft.
I don't know. I don't think my wife would enjoy that either.
I don't know, man. What about the they have the dog men?
I would definitely take a lot of pictures of it though.
Oh boy, it'd be everywhere. It'd be all over the internet.
I would send you one daily.
Please, I want that.
You okay? Well, I'll make a little wig for it, and I'll send a.
Yeah. Get a what are those things called? Merkins.
Yeah.
Get one of those, just for your dick though.
Yeah, just for the head.
Like a hairy condom.
I'm gonna give it a butt like a late '90s butt cut, like the.
Like the skater cut.
Yeah, dude.
That'd be badass.
And I'll glue some googly eyes on it too. Shake it around and go. Because I feel like that's the kind of noise it would make if it could.
Yes, that's definitely the kind of noise it would make.
Yours
for sure.
With a little skater toupee and googly eyes.
Skater toupee. We need to make those. We'd make a fortune.
It's a good name for a band. We are Skater Toupee.
Fucking Skater Toupee.
We only do Weezer.
That is a good band name.
We do Weezer covers.
Do you do the Weezer covers of the Weezer covers?
Yes.
Like Africa and Mr. Blue Sky and all that?
Oh, God. Who else is going to cover Africa? I mean, come on.
Everyone. John, we're going to cover Africa.
I have a great respect for Toto, only because my brother, growing up, my older brother listened to Toto, and I know there's not a lot of people that can say that, but he actually listened to Toto, and he had like several different cassette tapes that he would listen to. I remember us going on trips, like we'd go to the movies, whatever, he would, and while going there, he would like pop in a Toto cassette. We'd listen. But what is the deal with everybody redoing Africa like it's just a new thing? I don't understand that.
It's a beautiful song, John.
Oh God, Jesus! It's like Led Zeppelin or Leonard Skinner.
Hey, don't talk about Skinner.
It's just played out. It's fucking. I don't want to hear it anymore. That's like Molly Hatchet or some shit. If somebody were going to redo Flirting with Disaster, I don't want to fucking hear that either.
It's a 38 special.
Oh yeah, because it's like the whole time I lived in Arkansas, it's like I'm cruising down the road, right there, like on every station, and I don't want to fucking hear anybody do a cover of that. What's the band that recently they redid Simple Man? Like, come on, just shut the fuck up. That's Shine Down or whoever the fuck that is. Like one of those schlock rock bands that just do shit anyway. Like I know they're not up there with like the shit that I listen to anyway, or I would lower myself to listen to. Yes, I'm an elitist. Okay, I only listen to certain music that won't stain my palate. So.
This has been John's Corner.
Sorry
be a new
about
segment.
that. I'm going to a rant. John's Corner, yes.
John's rant, weekly rant on Africa.
I used to rant a lot more than I do now.
You did. He did, folks.
I did. John the Bitcher is what they called me. Like John the Baptist in the Bible, I was John the Bitcher because I would just get on a subject and I wouldn't shut up about it because I would just talk about everything that I hated about it, and it would just boil. What fucking boils my skin. But yeah.
Not you, John.
No, not me.
Not you. Not ever.
Not John, the one who has great disdain for everybody and everything.
A lot of respect coming from that side of the microphone there.
Unless it's satanic black metal or
K-pop.
Yeah, K-pop. Oh God.
Okay, before you get started again, John.
Right.
What's our email address? How do you get in touch with us?
Oh yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, you can at privateclub@satanshelpers@gmail.com.
Or you can follow us on Twitter at Club Satans. Yeah. Check us out on SoundCloud. At some point, we're going to be on fucking Apple Podcasts if they'll stop dragging their goddamn feet.
Right. So, until then, you'll just... we'll also be putting this up on YouTube. You can also find us on YouTube. Just search for Private Club of the Satan's Helpers there, and you can find us.
Check us out. Give us a big fat thumbs up. It'll help us. Give us 5 stars. Give us a big gold star, an A+.
Yeah.
The good boys.
You're the good boys. I'm a good boy.
You're good best boys. And
I'm
we
about
work
a
very
big boy.
hard at this.
Yeah.
Not really, but...
Oh, come
try.
on. We don't... I don't spend hours doing research, but, I spend a good 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, we read the Wikipedia page and then talk about it for a little while, right?
That's hard work.
That's tough nowadays.
What we're saying is anyone could fucking do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So please, someone take this from us.
But
take this burden from us and do this show.
The difference in us and you is that we're taking the initiative to do this for you.
Yeah. So you don't have to half-ass do the research.
Right. Just listen to us and enjoy it. All facts, by the way. Everything is facts. I guarantee it. 100% guarantee. You have my stamp.
Everything is 100% true you hear on the show.
Yep. It's true. Alrighty.
John's penis is very hairy, the shaft and the head of it.
All covered in hair.
Yeah. Yep. And it gets all sticky with cum.
Okay, and with that, we're going to bid you adieu. Say bye-bye, Jacob.
Bye-bye, Jacob.
Who the fuck are you, man?
Did anybody tell you that this is a private club of the Satan's Helpers?
Oh, Lordy Lord, help me! Help me! Help me! Somebody help me! Help me!